This video will show you how to complete the problems on page 63 from your math book. The first question says, in a complete sentence, describe the angle relationships in the diagram. Well, this diagram right here, I see that I've got an angle right here, that angle, and then I have an angle right there, that one, then this angle right here. I'm going to just draw the arc in, and then this big old obtuse looking angle right there, draw the arc in. Oh, look, it forms a circle. So that I know that all those angles right there, when I add them together, should equal 360 degrees. This type of relationship, see where they all meet at that vertex right there and they have a sum of 360 degrees? That means that they're called, you'd call that angles at a point. So that angle relationship in the diagram is that they're angles at a point. The angles in the diagram are angles at a point. Okay? And you should know that they have a sum when you add them together of 360 degrees. And that's what is going to help you find the measurement of angle GAH. So let's go ahead and trace with your finger angle GAH. GAH. So this angle right here. And you'll notice there's not a number. It's not like, oh, 59 degrees here, or 103 degrees, or 167 degrees. It says x plus 1 degrees. So that kind of gives you a hint that you have to do some more work to figure out the measurement of angle GAH. Well, using what you know that all these angles right here will have a sum of 360 degrees. So let's go ahead and set up an equation for that. So I don't care the order you do it. I'm just going to go with 103 first, plus 59, plus x plus 1, plus 167, and like you've said before, or like you hopefully should know, they have a sum of 360 degrees, okay? Now I see that I have parentheses right there, and we just distribute it through real quick. Positive times x is a positive x, positive times a positive 1 is a positive 1, so bring everything down. Okay, so that's what it should look like right now. And what I want you to do is take a second and combine those like terms, you know, those constants on the same side of the equal sign, please. Okay, and when you add those constants all together, it's a 330. Okay, and then bring down your plus x, and they equal 360. Okay, now that we've simplified it, we can go ahead and build it. So we had started with x, then we just added 330. So the inverse operation of adding 330 is just to subtract 330. Make sure you do it to both sides of that equal sign. So 330, take away 330 is 0. 360 minus 330 is 30. So bring down your x, bring your equal sign. X equals 30. Some people think they might be done, but unfortunately you're not done, because whenever you have the value down here of that variable, you need to always go back to the diagram right here. So you're going to take that and you're going to substitute it right there. Okay? So I see that instead of x, I got to write the number 30, and then I got to add 1 to it to get the measurement of angle GAH. Well, 30 plus 1, that's 31. So the measurement of angle GAH is equal to 31 degrees, not just 30. Remember, you got to substitute it. And you're going to make it super obvious that you know the answer by circling it, okay? Next problem. The following two lines intersect, and probably on your paper it looks a little bit like it's not a straight line, but they are. They just got photocopied, kind of funny, I guess. The following two lines intersect. The ratio of the measurement of the obtuse angle to the acute angle in any adjacent, so any adjacent pair, so any two angles that are right next to each other and they share the same ray or line, in that figure is 2 to 1. So let's start all over. There's a ratio of the obtuse to acute. It's 2 to 1. So this right there is the obtuse to the acute. So I'm looking at the diagram right here. So I'm looking at it and I see that, oh, okay. Here is an acute angle, and there's its obtuse angle. Okay, so the ratio between this and this, or actually between the obtuse to the acute, is 2 to 1. So I'm going to use variables here. I'm going to do x is going to represent that acute angle. I can do 1x if you want, okay? And then for the obtuse angle, it's going to be double that acute angle. So double 1x would be 2x. Okay? So I'm going to go back to this relationship right here, and I know that that angle right there is acute, so I'm going to label it 1x. And this one right there is obtuse, so I'm going to label it 2x. I know that this angle and this angle are vertical to each other, so I know they're going to be congruent. This angle and this angle are vertical to each other, so they're going to be congruent, okay? In a complete sentence, describe the angle relationship in the diagram. So look at there, very similar to what you saw up there, except the circle looks a little bit better. So therefore, all these angles right here are angles at a point. The angles in the diagram they're considered angles at a point because they have a sum of 360 degrees. Okay. Label the diagram with expressions that describe the relationship. We've already done that, okay? So there's the acute angles, those are the obtuse angles. Write an equation that models the angle relationship and solve for x. So similar to what you did in the previous problem, you're going to set up an equation. So I don't care the order you do it, but I'm just going to be consistent. I'm going to go start with that. And instead of 1x, I can just write x. Same thing. Plus 2x plus x plus 2x. Don't just stop there. When you add them all together, their sum is 360 degrees. Okay? Now from there, you definitely need to combine like terms. So x plus 2x. Oh, they're all like terms. So x plus 2x plus x plus 2 more x's is 6x's. And that would equal 360 degrees. Okay, now that we've simplified it, we can build it. Start with x, then we multiplied it by 6. Inverse operation of timesing by 6 is to divide by 6, so that's what you do to both sides. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 1 times x is 1x or x. 360 divided by 6 is 60. Okay, so we solved for x. Cool. But we have to find the measurement of the acute and obtuse angles. So I'm going to go back up here. And remember what I've been telling you. Once you get your answer, substitute it back in wherever you see that variable. It's got to represent, okay? All right, so now that I've done that, I know that x is 60, so this angle would be 2 times 60, which is 120 degrees. This right here would be 1 times 60, which is 60 degrees. These two are vertical, and it's the exact same situation here, so I know that's 120 degrees. And this one is vertical to that one, so that's 60, so this one also has to be 60 degrees. Okay, but you gotta be very, very obvious here. So the acute angle is equal to 60 degrees. The obtuse angles equal 120 degrees, and be obvious, okay? All right, bye.